Hey everybody, I'm Miss Heather and welcome to our very first episode of Make It Monday. So today we are going to make a little bunny craft out of toilet paper rolls because we've all got toilet paper rolls hanging out around our house. So everything that we're going to use today is something that you should already have hanging out at your house, or if you don't have the exact same thing that I'm using, that's okay, don't worry about it. I'm going to give you some ideas about some alternative things that you might be able to use too. So first things first, let's look at the supplies we're going to need.
Our toilet paper roll bunny, first of all, we're going to need an empty toilet paper roll. We're also going to need a food box, and I'll explain what we're going to use that for later. The important thing is that it's the thinner cardboard. Then you're going to need a couple of pieces of paper. We had some scrapbook paper laying around the house, so you can use that, or if you just have regular construction paper, that's fine. Or if you just have white paper, you could always take some crayons or markers and color that to whatever colors you want to use. Then we're going to need our scissors to cut our stuff out with, glue to put everything together, a black marker because we're going to need it to draw his little eyes and some other features in a little bit, and then a cotton ball for your bunny's tail. We didn't have any cotton balls at our house. I just had the little cotton pads, so we ended up ripping it up, and I think it looks just as good as a cotton ball would. Then for optional materials, you can grab some ribbon or any other items that you think you're going to want to decorate your bunny with when you're done. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take that empty food box and we're gonna draw 2 circles on it. So your first circle is gonna be kind of small. It needs to be about the size of a quarter. And then that second circle is gonna be just a little bit bigger. We wanna make sure that it's big enough to be our bunny's face. Then once we've got our 2 circles cut out, we're gonna go ahead and cut our smaller circle that's the size of a quarter in half. Now we're going to give our body a little bit of color. So pick whatever color you want your bunny's body to be, and that's the color that you're going to wrap your toilet paper roll in. Now, before you put your glue on your piece of paper, make sure you've cut it down to the correct size. That way, you're not going to have to worry about trying to cut it after it's already glued onto your toilet paper roll. While we're letting that glue dry between the paper and our toilet paper roll, let's get our bunny's feet ready. So we're going to draw 4 little lines on each one of those half circles, and that's going to make our bunny's toes. Now that our bunny has toes, we're ready to glue on his feet. Next, we're going to focus on our bunny's face. So if you have some googly eyes hanging out around your house, it might be really cute to glue those on. But if you're like me and you didn't have any hanging out at your house, I just took my black marker and I drew 2 eyeballs on my little round of cardboard that we cut out earlier. So once we've got those eyeballs hanging out on our little bunny's face, we can go ahead and glue that onto his body just above his little feet. Next, we're going to cut out some whiskers for our bunny's face. So all I did for this was I cut out some really skinny rectangles. We want to make sure that these rectangles are going to be long enough that they're going to be able to reach all the way across the circle that we're using as the bunny's face, plus a little bit to hang off of the edges. After we've got our little bunny friend's whiskers cut out, we're ready to glue them on his face. So what I did was I took some of my Elmer's School glue and I made a big circle with it right below his eyeballs. So that's where his nose is eventually going to be. And I took my little rectangles that I made for the whiskers, and wherever the center point was on those, I put those right down into the glue. Next, we're going to go ahead and give our bunny a little nose. So I thought he would be cute with a little heart for his nose, but you could definitely do just a circle if you want to make it a little less girly. Once that nose is glued onto his little face, we can go ahead and draw his mouth. Next, we're going to cut out some ears for our bunny. So since I was using scrapbook paper, I flipped my piece of paper over to the white side, as you can see in the upper left-hand corner, and I drew kind of a raindrop shape. I ended up using a yellow marker to do that because the first time I traced them out, I used my black marker and it bled through the paper a little bit and it didn't look quite right. So that's a little tip there. When you're drawing out what you're about to cut out, you might want to use a lighter colored marker for that instead of using your black one that you had pulled out. So once we've got our outline drawn, we can go ahead and cut those out and get them glued on behind the headpiece. Last but not least, we're going to glue on our bunny's little cottontail. So you're going to glue your piece of cotton on the inside of the toilet paper roll, but on the back side of it. So if you're looking inside your circle, it's going to be on the inside of the circle that's the furthest away from you.
And there you have it, your toilet paper bunny. I hope you guys had a blast with us this week. Join us again next week for Make It Monday. Bye!